Wintry weather is still expected to impact the area as we head towards your Friday, especially Friday evening into Saturday morning. Here's the latest that we have to bring to you from the Weather Center. We have a winter storm warning that will be in place from 10 a.m. Friday morning until 6 p.m. Saturday evening. That's for all areas there in pink. That does include everywhere in the KTTC viewing area. So everyone under that winter storm warning coming up again for Friday into your Saturday. This is a very complex system that will be moving through. I think we have a chance for some heavy snowfall, even some freezing rain mixed in as well in some areas. This leads us to first our travel impacts, our weather impacts in general for the winter weather that we'll have for Friday into Saturday. I think the snowfall will start by about Friday afternoon, early afternoon hours. The heaviest snowfall amounts potentially during the evening, right from about 6 until 9 o'clock. That's why we put a high impact on this. So anywhere from about a 6 to 8 out of 10 for impacts. Then we have to deal with the blowing and drifting snow as we head towards early Saturday morning as well. So I do think this will be a high impact system, even if we don't necessarily have snowfall totals upwards of 8 to 10 inches. I don't think that will happen with this system. We'll be more or less around that 4 to 6 range. Storm track currently still on track to impact us again Friday afternoon into your Saturday. Right now, a mess of things near Albuquerque there in Texas, eventually moving into Dodge City, and then continuing to move through Iowa and then into southeastern Minnesota coming up Friday afternoon. So Futurecast, we'll start things out 2 p.m. then, and we deal with some widespread snowfall by that point in time. The problem will be, at least with this forecast, which could potentially limit snowfall totals, will be some warm air, a little higher than the surface, meaning the snowfall will melt as it falls down towards the surface and then refreeze, and we'll have more or less freezing rainfall. We'll see that, I think, possible by about 7, 8 o'clock. Notice some of the heavier bands of snow just off to the east of the Mississippi River by that point in time. And notice what's down at the bottom of the screen there, some pink. I think we could have some more widespread freezing rain, some sleet, some graupel mixed in as well, which could potentially limit some of our snowfall totals for areas right along I-90 and south. That does include Rochester through Winona, Preston, Austin, Albert Lea. Anywhere right along I-90 and south has that chance, at least the potential, for some freezing precipitation, not just snowfall along with it. As we continue to move through the overnight hours, I think we can have one more wave of snowfall that moves through a heavier band of snow right in the early morning hours on Saturday. So about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, we could have a moderate to heavy snowfall possible by that point in time. That could help at least bump up our accumulations a little bit more. Snowfall, for the most part, timing hasn't really changed from previous updates from last night or this morning. So we're still pretty much on track to end snowfall by about 11 to noon completely, and then cold temperatures settle in throughout the rest of the evening Saturday and cold temperatures into your Sunday. So as we time everything out, like I said, timing's still pretty much on track. The problem will be whether we see that chance for a little bit of a rain-snow mix once we get past 6 o'clock. I still think we have a chance for heavy snowfall, especially north of I-90, north of Rochester, once we get more towards Lake City and the Red Wing, the cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, more or less heavy snow there by about 6 to 9 o'clock. And then I think along I-90 and south, that's when we have the chance for some light freezing drizzle. It'll mix in and will limit some of our snowfall totals. So our snowfall forecast about 4 to 6 inches. So I did bump it down compared to the last updates. So we're not at that 5 to 8 range in Rochester and south. I think more or less 4 to 6 inches. The farther northwest we go, though, closer to the cities, about 8 to 10 inches of snow possible. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 25 for that high tomorrow, so temperatures will be right in the mid-20s. And even though we're not close to freezing, we still have that chance for some freezing rain. So it's a very complex system that will be moving through. That's why confidence, at least my confidence, isn't extremely high with those snowfall totals. I think we'll get snow, but it will be a matter of how much mixing we have from that window of 6 to 10 o'clock tomorrow night. If we don't have a ton of mixing, I think our accumulations will be higher on that 4 to 6 range. If we do have mixing, then we bump those totals more or less down to about a 3 to 6, or I should say 3 to 4, 3 to 5 range. So either way, travel will be impacted.
Either way, the roads are messy.
Yes, either way, travel will be impacted. It just depends on our mixing and what we get with the temperatures just aloft.
Okay, so keep those weather apps handy, and
Yes.
we will keep you posted here at KGTC News. Thanks, Nick. Well, let's take a look at what